Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome to the Fashion Bunker. I will be reviewing my newest acquisition to the Fashion Bunker archives. I'm in love with this bag. The Jumbo, my first Jumbo version of the Spring Summer 16 pre-collection denim, dark denim, timeless classic, but single flap. Hooray! So my essay gave me the classics pouch with my first purchase, which was the medium size of this one. Then when I returned it, I kept the pouch. She let me keep it. That's sweet. Well, I mean, you know, of course she did. Why wouldn't she? Anyway, just to let you know, that's why this was not in the unboxing, but I still have it. But the bag comes in this pouch. So this is the review. What to say about this bag? Well, it's super light and heavy at the same time. Let's just put it that way. Now, you know, a lot of you have been asking me in the past, or still in the present, like, what is, you know, what bag to buy? You're all dreaming of a jumbo. And I keep telling you, be careful, because you gotta figure out how tall you are, your stature, your size, proportions are super important. And a jumbo, let's not even talk about a maxi. A jumbo is a tank of a bag. So what I wanted to say by saying this one is light and heavy, it's light because it's way lighter than the leather version, than the leather sister. But it's still heavy for a bag. So for me, it's fine because it gives you that heft, and I like that. But I can see how some people, you know, if they carry it on their shoulders, that it might hurt with time. It's insane how heavy it is. But let's put it on first, shall we? So actually, the chains are so long that you could even pull it off like this as a guy. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. Well, you be the judge of that. I'm sure I'm going to end up wearing it like this sometime, because it's just, I can't always wear crossbody, you know, because it's like quicker access. You just like turn it, bam, plap, and you open it. Let's take all the papers out. The stuffing. And there you go, like, very accessible. Oh, sticker. I got to take the little blue thing here off, because otherwise it's silver ruthenium everywhere, kind of like vintagey used ruthenium. It's super soft, but at the same time durable, what I love about it, because of course, you see, you could squish it, but it keeps its shape. It's you know, it's a Chanel bag with Chanel perfume bottles all around it. Here's the close-up of the bottom, of the side, of the back. See how many more bottles we have? On the medium, the Chance bottle was here. It was like it would cover the entire pocket and would go off the pocket a little bit. Here we have a huge pocket in the back. And there is no fear of kind of stretching the leather out, because since it's this cottony material, it's super accessible and easy. The chain is heavy. They did not save any money in the chain. Like, the chain is the Chanel timeless classic chain, except instead of being intertwined with leather, it's intertwined with denim. The thing inside that is a bit problematic, at least I thought from the photos when I saw it and I was researching this bag, because the medium doesn't have it, the jumbo does, are these little denim loops. There's one, and on the other side as well. Why are these loops there? So the chain kind of goes from this ring through the loop and then into the bottom ring out again. So it's not the easiest thing. So you can see, like, if you're trying to switch quickly from the shoulder version of this bag to the crossbody version and you pull, it doesn't go. You see? It stays. Now this is kind of interesting for whatever reason. If you want to have like a one chain hang, it's actually fabulous to have it like that. But it can also be annoying if you need to quickly pull. I personally am kind of starting to like it, because what I what I think is a bit problematic with Chanel bags that have the two rings and then you could pull the chain, people tend to pull too quickly. And by pulling too quickly, if you have a double flap, you're going to rub your leather against the internal flap. This one is not a double flap, so you don't have that problem. But the problem is still, if you pull too quickly, the leather is going to rub off of the two rings because you're pulling through the rings. This one kind of blocks you and tells you, wait a minute, be more cautious when you pull. And I don't mind that because it saves, actually, especially if we're talking about denim, it saves the denim from getting constantly torn and pulled and then kind of like used with time. So what you got to do, and yes, it's a little bit time consuming, you got to decide when you exit the house, like if you really want to carry your bag as crossbody or if you prefer to have it in the double chain version. So what you do is you pull the chain through here and then you pull again and you're good to go. And then you seal it off and you're ready. Now you're set for crossbody. Of course, if you don't want to do crossbody, you know, you gotta switch it up again. And it does take those, whatever, a couple of seconds. But it stays very, very low. You can see how low it is, which means I'm like a meter 80 something, whatever, and this is how low it hits. If you're 1.60 m, you're up to here. This bag is gonna be at your knees. So just be cautious when you're buying a bag and considering to wear a jumbo crossbody because you're going to end up having something very, very leisurely because it's very leisure, like it's super, super low. It stays right there. Mine is like right on the hip. So as I said, mine is right on the hip and it's, you hold it like this. It's easy going. You're walking down the road. Patsy and Adina would sing the song from Ab Fab. Walking down the road, people passing by. So, anyway, it doesn't have that elegance and opulence that a smaller Chanel bag has that is also more reminiscent of what actually Coco Chanel really, herself wore. This is more for everyday use, The elegance is not as much there as it would be with the smaller Chanel bags, which is super fascinating to note because now that I have a jumbo, and I do have the medium reissue, which I call the jumbo because the price is the same. Like the reissue the 255 reissue in the medium size costs just like the jumbo, but it's a centimeter or two smaller. It still hits that spot of size-wise, of elegance from day to night. Both are perfect. This one is already, to me, day only. This is not a nighttime bag at all. All the smaller ones you can do both, day and night. This one, I mean, I'm going to end up, I love this fact that I have a necklace wearing it. Literally. And that's basically going to be the super Dacob version of a jumbo. Super Dacob version of a jumbo. ASMR. Like that. I'm loving this concept, just like holding it here, feeling the fluffiness of it and the softness of it, and then having the necklace as well, just like falling off, you're like, you don't care. It's just, what is this? Oh, little chain hanging off, unintentional, but it's there. And voila, you have the necklace and you have a bag. And it's protected because, woo, it fell out. No, it didn't, because this seems like one of those infomercials, guys. Like, oh, purchase now for the 5th customer calling. You get a free chain on top of the bag. No, you know what would have been actually really cool? If by purchasing the perfume bottle bag, you open it, magic trick, putting the bottle in the bag, la la la. You open the bag, and you're like, oh, thank you, Chanel. There's a perfume bottle in it. That would be amazing. Like, the bag comes with the perfume. I could envision the packaging, the bag in this beautiful satin package, and there's a little container on the top to put the perfume extra, which would totally match since these are perfume bottles all over the bag. But anyway, back to the review, guys. The size is exactly the same. This is a jumbo bag, except it's a single flap. It's not a double flap, which is perfect for me, as I said, because I love having that access, that immediate access. This bag, we have to bend it here so you could see, was made in France. There it is, just like its smaller sister, the medium. And you do have 2 pockets. on the inside of the bag. You have a frontal pocket with the Made in France logo on it, accessible via just like accessing it this way, just like on the medium. And then you have right on top, you have the zipper version, zipper pocket, which is also slightly deeper than the frontal pocket. And there you have your authenticity card. And there you go. What is fascinating about this zipper concept, well, the pocket in front of it, which here is just a regular, and you see how soft this bag is? You could bend it and nothing bad will happen to it. This is amazing. This pocket, you just access it. You know, it's like the simple version of what is the pocket of the Timeless Classics, the leather ones. You know, it's like a pocket, and you have the little zigzaggy, diamond-shaped, openable like this compartment for the lipstick, and then it goes on with another pocket. Here you have the simplified version, just one straight pocket, and you do not have the love letter pocket on the top here. There's no zipper, which is, I mean, as let's face it, guys, as poetic. Moving this heavy chair always is a pain in the butt because it's super heavy. Let's face it. As poetic as it is, this little fucker here always scratches the top flap of the double flaps, or the bottom flap of the double flaps. And it's always a nuisance. And I always store all my double flaps with an extra layer of felt that comes with them to protect the leather, because I cannot stand that zipper scratching the leather. It's just so annoying to me. So I'm so happy that this one doesn't have that, especially being a jumbo and being like so, you know, big, and you can't pay attention to all those details because the bag isn't tiny. So you have other bigger fish to fry to protect the bag, because you gotta be extra cautious not to bounce into things, not to hit, not to bump things, because these corners, this is denim. You do not want to bump into stuff. You do not want to scratch it too much. Now, I have said before, and I'm repeating it again, this bag will look amazing when it's used, because denim ages very well. Chanel denim ages incredibly well. Like, a little signs of use of tear, and well, let's not hope tear, let's avoid that, but signs of use make denim just look that much more lived, give it character, you know, give it depth. And that depth is so fascinating and attractive in denim, because we know denim as a material that has been used in the past, and it's like more working class, and it's a particular type of sexuality and attractiveness goes with used denim rather than with brand new denim. Similar thing to jersey. I've been asked by one of you, and actually by 3 people, like, oh, but is denim really, it's not really Chanel, is it? And then I explained, well, actually it's very Chanel, because, you know, Chanel was the first to also start using jersey, which was back then in the 20s considered a material only for workers. She made it noble and elegant. And I shall repeat this, and I say it always, and I'm going to make it my motto for the rest of my living days. Chanel herself said, you know, luxury is not the opposite of poverty. Now, let that process in your heads for a second here. It's not about the money. She said, however, so luxury is not the opposite of poverty. Luxury is the opposite of vulgarity. Amazing. And it's exactly the motto here as well. So no matter what materials you use, it's the intention behind it. It's the way you carry yourself while doing it, while using it, that makes it extremely elegant. So for example, how can we translate that into the design of this bag? This motto of Chanel saying that indeed luxury is not the opposite of poverty, but it's the opposite of vulgarity. Well, for example, this bag is made in a more simple manner than the leather version would be made. You could call her the poorer sister because she's in denim, not in leather. I don't think so, because look how elegantly they solve. Now we get to the why I fell in love actually with these little hooks that I didn't like in the beginning, but I understood them better now. Not hooks, but these little, how would you call them? These little denim loops. Wait, let me show them to you close up. These here. You see, the elegance of this simple solution is that these loops, by the chain pulling them, seals the side of the bag inwards. It keeps it locked into place so that indeed, see, it closes up. very nicely. It rounds the bag up. It gives it that beautiful closure that it needs over there. This little, you know, the leather ones are bent that way in position. The leather version of this bag would be completely bent all the way like down to there. This one kind of opens up, which is perfect because then you see the beautiful quilting, you see the beautiful detail of the bottles more. But it just goes slightly in there because on the size of this bag, if this little denim loop were not there, look how the bag would open up on the side. This is how it would look. But thanks to this little denim loop, it pulls it into place. So we have a simple solution to something that could have been considered, you know, ugly. On first glance, I also thought, oof, what is this? But there's a reason. There's a very simple reason for that. And oof, the hair. Sorry about that, but it's just washed and not treated. I just wanted it to be fluffy and soft. That's where we notice the luxury in little details and simplicity. Like that is such a simple solution. They stitched it perfectly. It's very thick. Like I was thinking, oh my God, you pull once a bit, you know, you tighter than you should, and it's gonna like break off. It's super well stitched. Another thing that this bag is lacking, which I'm also very happy with, a lot of people have an issue with the double flap, like going, you know, not even a double flap, because I have a single flap, a cruise 15, 16, or is it 16? I don't even know anymore. The Korea, the Seoul collection, right? I have the chevron de-stressed lambskin single flap. Even though it's a single flap, it still has its little stitching here, a little tiny stitch to keep. And again, for that bag, that was the solution. That's how they made it kind of go inwards a little by stitching these two bits of leather on the other bag, meaning. But those, thank God, haven't gone loose yet. But the problem is with a lot of the double flaps is when you open the bag a lot, and especially if you use the mid pocket between the two flaps, kind of that stitch tends to come loose. And a lot of you who I also personally know have had issues with that. This jumbo doesn't have that issue because it doesn't have that stitch. They have solved the solution of the inwards fold via this loop. Perfection, actually. What I thought was a design flaw turned out to be a very practical solution. Kudos to you, Coco, Chanel, whoever, for you. And I said it with the medium review. You could check the review of the medium in the description box down below. But I'll repeat it here again. The overlapping of the bottles from the flap to the bottom of the bag, as well as the pocket, it's just incredible. There's one feather attached to it. I don't know from where the feather comes from. Maybe there's a bird in the fashion bunker. Okay, the most visible is this one here, the Chance bottle. And then we have Chanel number 5 bottle here. Like it overlaps perfectly from the pocket. I mean, it's just the Allure bottle at the bottom, another Chanel 5 bottle here, Coco Chanel bottle here, Chanel Les Exclusives bottle on the side, another Les Exclusives bottle going downwards. I mean, it's fucking incredible. I love how they made this bag. And I'm super, super thankful that I managed to snatch one up. It was a hunt, it was a journey because it wasn't easy to get one. And also because, you know, Massey knew that I was going to exchange the one already purchased and, you know. But for the love of me, it was done. Of course it's done. I mean, when you're within the return weeks or time limit, you can do whatever you want to do with return and stuff. So, but I was like, you know, I'm really liking this bag and I think the bigger version would look better on me. But you be the judge of that. I mean, you've seen me in the other video wear the medium and now you've seen me wear the jumbo. And especially, you know, what I'm loving is if you want, this is such a elegant detail to have the chain, you know, usually always when you wear a jumbo, the chain is just like really straight up there. But I love that like you could have it like hang like that as well. Now you can because of this loop so that you have like a little, I don't know, I think it's so elegant to just have it like fall down like this without it being tight because it looks like it's an extra chain that you could just lift the bag like this. Of course, the weight of it would kind of pull and tuck too much. So you have to, you know, but look, it stays. So if you want it to be like this, it's going to stay like that. Otherwise, you just pull a little and you could have the straight version as well. I don't know. I'm always afraid that the straight version is going to kind of press into the puffs here. But otherwise, I'm telling you, like I'm super Dacob is gonna wear it like the jumbo. I love wearing it like this. It just so it keeps it close to you. It's the best way to protect it because the back edges, corners are protected by my arm, and I hold the front ones with this arm. So there's like no way something can go wrong here, you know? Whatever. Okay, call me crazy, but I think this is like the most elegant way of wearing this bag. Is this the most elegant way of wearing this bag? You be the judge of that. Let me know in the comment section down below. So let's call this the Super Dacob Jumbo version. Carry the Super Dacob hashtag Super Dacob Jumbo. That would be the Super Dacob Jumbo. This would be regular crossbody jumbo, and then the other version would be, you know, the double chain jumbo, whatever. What else to say? I do not have any worries about color transfer with this bag. Why do I have no worries about color transfer with this bag? Because it's such a dark denim. I would worry more for like white t-shirts getting the blue of the denim on them rather than the other way around. Because, I mean, let's face it, you know, denim. Although I haven't like rubbed it against anything white, maybe I should. It doesn't seem to be transferring color, but I mean, I don't know. I'll have to wear it a little bit, you know. But what is very important, be very careful if you're buying this bag not to wear it with Velcro, because I don't know if this would attach to Velcro, especially because the stitchings of the embroidery, sorry, not the stitching, the embroidery of the bottles is, you know, prone to get attached and hooked to things. So there I would be very, very cautious. But other than that, it's all good. Because the embroidery is so beautiful, you don't want to damage it with like Velcro, you know, like attaching itself to it. So I would also be very careful with metal zippers or plastic zipper, any zippers, buttonholes, hooks, metallic materials that could be part of your jacket or sleeves. Just be very cautious when you're wearing a bag like this. You have to wear only soft materials that could just like, you know, protect the bag, you know, like that's why I'm wearing this like cottony jersey, top, hoodie, whatever, and then you just, you know, protect it with yourself. Now, if you're gonna wear it like this, like hands-free, don't put any perfume on your arms because you don't want to stain or transfer it onto the bag in any sort of way. So that's something you should also pay attention to while you're, you know, if you decide to wear any bag. I mean, even if you're going to go for the leather version and you're going to wear it like this, just don't put any fragrance there because it's going to rub onto your bag. So just keep your hands clean. Don't put any creams on them, moisturizing, nothing. Just keep the skin as, you know, free as possible, and you're good to go then with your bag. Or otherwise you can have a sleeve or something if it's really cold outside, but don't sweat. That sweat is also not good for you and not for the bag. Well, okay, let's end it on a sweat note. I'm wearing the bracelet, so of course I would never wear the bag in this hand, and I would never press it onto the bag because, I mean, you could scratch your plastic or whatever the material is, the resin from the bracelet, and you could also damage the bag in some way. So that's why this bag is meant for talking, hello, nice to meet you, even though you gotta do it with this hand, nice to meet you. But whatever, you know, one of the hands is for use for the bag, the other one for that. It's complicated if you want to wear bracelets, but otherwise just don't wear a bracelet that day. But you should also feel free to wear a bracelet if you want to, obviously. This is just my kind of reviewing the bag in that way. So, what is our conclusion? Yes, I would suggest getting the jumbo. I would also suggest getting the medium. The medium does have the sides that open up because it doesn't have the loop. That isn't the sexiest of elements of that bag, but it's totally overlookable because it's so tiny. It's 1 centimeter smaller than the actual medium Timeless Classic, that it's just so beautiful and petite and so cute, like a bonbon in itself, that it's just beautiful. But I didn't have the budget for both, and it's also good to not have the budget for both. You gotta choose, then you love more, you know? You can't love everything. You can try, but you end up always either sticking to one thing or being all alone. Well, that was a deep thought. So, I hope that you have liked this review. If you have, please do thumb it up. Share it with other people. Let them know about the fact that Chanel does do amazing things outside of the typically ordinary, what we're used to seeing. There are some twists and turns. There is some sense of humor as well in there. There's a lot of options that you have when you are purchasing a classic Chanel bag. It needn't always be the standard, what we know, what we are kind of always fed throughout the media, like all the leathers and all the other options, possibilities. Let's not forget that Coco herself, most of the time, wore a jersey, wool, or boucle version of the 255 bag. So, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. No matter how much you might decide to go for a denim bag, and people look at you and say, "Oof, that looks tacky," you just say, "Thank you." Let it go in there and out there, and you'll never give up on love. And love you all. See you soon. Take care. Bye.